Welcome back. In few days, we are going to witness together the official inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum, or the GEM. So what are the most important preparations, how this is going to be a turning point in our tourism modern history, and how this is going to be one of Egypt's gifts to humanity. These are going to be some of our questions to our prominent guest live here in the studio, Mr. Ihab Kamel, our historian and researcher. Thank you very much for being with us, sir, and a very good morning.
Thank you. Good morning to you.
Before going into these details, sir, there are now experts who are saying that the Grand Egyptian Museum is not going only to be a turning point in our museum tourism or our gift to humanity or all what we have said, which is all true, by the way, but regarding the museum tourism in the whole world. I mean, our Grand Egyptian Museum is going to be such a competitive element or a competitive museum compared to the Louvre, Berlin Museum, Hermitage in Moscow, you name it. True?
Yes, of course it's true, because if you go to any of these museums, whether the Louvre or the British Museum or the Hermitage, you will notice that the Egyptian antiquities have a wing. It's part of the museum, not all the museum. But in our case, it's different. It's the biggest museum in the world that hosts ancient Egyptian antiquities.
To be dedicated to one civilization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bearing in mind that the old museum was not big enough to host all the pieces that were in the storage rooms. So I believe that there are pieces which will be exhibited for the first time. So I believe it will be something fascinating to the whole world, which will attract lots of interested people in the Egyptian civilization to see what they could not see before and what had been stored before. I believe Egypt needed a museum with such magnitude, designed according to the latest methods of display. Simply, museum now, or the museums now, is a branch of knowledge. There's a branch of knowledge called museology. It's how to build a museum, how to arrange the pieces, how to exhibit the display. So I believe that something like this, it's one of a kind, not only in the Middle East or the African continent, but in the whole world.
And to be also an educational institution and a center for the reconstruction, I mean, you name it. There are going to be a lot of centers or a lot of other jobs which are, or missions which are going to be fulfilled by the museum. If you want to also elaborate on that.
I agree with that 100%. Basically because we were drifted away from our Egyptian identity for quite some time. And this is a magnificent opportunity for the younger generations to adhere our Egyptian identity. And don't forget that the Arabic we speak has got more than 70,000 ancient Egyptian words, maybe more. So basically, I believe that this is a golden opportunity that we would bring up the younger generations to respect their Egyptian identity.
And to be proud of being Egyptians. And this is going to be part and parcel of their sense of belonging to the country.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But, sir, let me return back to the museum and to the surrounding area. I mean, how do you see the keenness of the state to renovate the surrounding area and to make the whole area as a journey for the tourist or the visitor? I mean, to make sure that it's going to be an unforgettable experience.
Well, let's say the choice of the location of the museum itself, it was a very clever idea, showing the ancient Egyptian antiquities in an area that hosts one of the only remaining wonder of the seven ancient wonders of the ancient world, the Great Pyramids. Also, being located or overlooking such a view, I think it will make an unforgettable experience to any of the visitors to the Egyptian Museum. It's what we call the perfect experience. He had been in a place which represents the heart of history, having a magnificent view, looking at the Great Pyramids, seeing the Egyptian antiquities all in one area. I believe this will be
this is what I want to really focus on. You know, before the notion was that the museum is only for old people, for the elderly, or for those who are very much interested in Egyptology, for example. In our case, as our museum is going to be totally dedicated to our civilization. But now, as you've kindly mentioned, with the state-of-the-art techniques of displaying our monuments, with the audio and video devices, this is going to be a very exciting journey for all age categories. If you want to elaborate on that too.
Oh yes, absolutely. Now the display or the method of displaying artifacts is completely different. It makes you use all your senses in order not only to see but to feel and to understand what you're looking at. And now with the new techniques of 3D and artificial intelligence used in exhibitions and showing information, I believe it makes the experience close to a real-time travel, because at the end of the day, any visitor to any of these archaeological sites, we are stimulating the imagination in order to feel or get close to time travel, or to, and to be located in a place where he can feel the history and to get as close as possible to the experience of living in the ancient times.
How do you see the choice of our Ramses to be the one receiving the visitors and tourists coming to the Grand Egyptian Museum?
Ramses have always been the center of attention of any traveler, especially that there are lots of stories, not necessarily all of them are true, about Ramses II, relating him to the biblical history as well. Since the 19th century, and Ramses II had been the center of attention, not only because of trying to relate him to biblical history, but also because he's the greatest builder Egypt had ever seen.
First peace treaty in the world, I think.
Yes, this is true, but the first peace treaty, this is something that attracts those who are very much interested in history and Egyptology. But for a regular traveler, the first thing when you say Ramses II, he would say, oh, Abu Simbel. Yeah. Reading his history, and his history was quite different. We can say that he was the pharaoh who had succeeded in gaining the great amount of fame, more than any other pharaoh that had ruled Egypt. And his biography has got lots of contradictive issues, like the great warrior, the great builder, the romantic story that he had lived with his wife Nefertari, the pharaoh
the
that
sun
had
rises for her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he is linked to so many stories that contradicts with one another, which
And as far as I know, that he was the only mummy to travel having a passport.
A royal passport, yes,
passport,
in 1974 or 75. Yes,
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And it stayed for quite a long time. The French were so impressed, and they were staying in long queues to see the mummy of the great King Ramses II. Besides, we have to understand that his ancestors had ruled Egypt for a very long time.
Relatively.
Yeah, because of his huge number of children, they had formed two dynasties. So even the 21st dynasty, the founder of the 21st dynasty, he got his legitimacy by marrying a princess who was a descendant, a late descendant of the Ramessides, Mutnijimet. So this by all means makes Ramses II one of the pharaohs that deserve to have such a great amount of fame.
I have 1 minute, and I'd like to know your vision about the inauguration ceremony. What should we do?
I actually see an image of showing ancient and modern Egypt. And by all means, our modern culture deserves to be shown. We're not a small country, we're a big country with a long history. So I believe that it should be something Egyptian, engulfed with a very sophisticated modern cover. I believe as well that it should be something that should
Stunning.
impress the world.
Yeah, amen to that. And we promised the world that, inshallah, despite the fact that the whole world was amazed with the mummies convoy, and it was such an event which attracted media outlets from all over the world, the official inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum is going to be more stunning and more clever. Sir, thank you very much for your input. It's always a pleasure to have you on our stream. We were very much delighted and honored to have with us our prominent guest, Mr. Ihab Kamel, our historian and researcher. And by this, we come to the end of our episode. Stay tuned on Nile TV International always for more. Many thanks for watching. This was Nermeen Abdurrahman.